presents Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast with your host, Bob Katie and Jay Schmidt.
Welcome to week 15 of Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast. Got it right this time.
Yay.
And that pen I just threw over there because of our large budget, I'll have to go pick that up later. Because we have such a huge budget here. It's the only pens we can afford, so we got to keep them in there. And make it look like we have something there. Okay, let's start with the wrap-up of week 14, which we both agreed, like, this is going to be a fast one.
Yeah.
Wasn't much to say. Pretty much what we, although I did terrible on the picks.
Did you?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a catch-up week for me.
Maybe.
I did pretty good.
This is the first time I actually just broke even.
Really?
Yeah. All my other weeks have been in the win. I think this is the first break-even week I've had.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. What was that bleep? Was that me?
I don't know.
That might have been me.
I
No,
think it
I thought
wasn't me.
Oh, I guess because I thought I put it on vibrate and I didn't. That's my bad. All right. Vikings 20, Cardinals 23.
Yeah, close one.
Yeah.
Arizona clinched the playoff
It's
spot.
like the third or fourth Thursday night game that's been like right to the wire
Yeah.
in the last 2 minutes. Yeah, Cardinals got a playoff spot and they keep rolling, but the Vikings don't seem to be able to beat anybody that has a better record than they do.
Yeah. They were without 4 defensive starters, which I didn't realize. I read that. But and they did fumble it 3 times, so
Yeah,
probably cost them. But
especially on that last one.
yeah. Yep. So,
Yeah, they just don't seem to be, again, as we talked about in last couple of weeks, bad time to have a lull.
Yes. This is not the time of the season you want to be going downhill.
Yeah, no. Especially with what do we got, 3 more weeks after this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 more very important weeks for a lot of teams.
Yep.
Yeah, Cardinals, they just seem to put people in, they just seem to be able to put the next person up in the right position to win.
Yep.
To be to be successful. So Arians really got some he's really got it going there.
Mm-hmm.
Bills 20, Eagles 23, and that pretty much is the Bills' playoff hopes right there. They're not officially eliminated, but let's be real here. There has to be a lot of crap that happens for them to make it, including them just winning,
Right.
which seems to be the most difficult. Yeah, I think this. I don't know. I read an article, interview with Darryl Talley, linebacker for the Bills in the 80s and 90s, and one of the captains of that team, and he said they just don't seem to get it, and they just don't seem to be playing as a team. And I kind of agree with that. All the penalties they take and everything, it's just they're finding new ways to epically self-destruct. And this was like, the Eagles. The Eagles can't. I mean, we dominated the Eagles for a good portion of that game, and then the fourth quarter, we just couldn't help ourselves at all. We couldn't get an offensive drive without like 2 or 3 penalties. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was just ugly. They're going to have to, I don't know, there's going to have to be a lot of stuff this offseason as far as team building, meaning, something's got to click in the locker room.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with personnel on the field, but
Right. You can have all the talent, but they have to be able to play as a team.
Exactly. They do.
So.
They do. Yeah. I think they're going to cut Mario Williams in the offseason because that's going to free them up with $12 million. Oof. And he hasn't played up to. I think what we got out of him when we signed him, Buffalo did. 10 or more sacks a year. We couldn't have asked for much more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in Rex Ryan, if we're going to stick with Rex Ryan in this defense, his defensive style, I don't think Mario Williams fits in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need more of a versatile linebacker
Mm-hmm.
in that position. So I wouldn't be surprised if and obviously his money, that $12 million, they can sign. They can keep a couple of players and sign a couple more.
Sure.
So that'll be huge for them. And the Eagles, that division, how the Bills have played 2 NFC East teams and lost to both is just amazing. That's another stumper.
Yeah.
That's the other embarrassing thing. Eagle, they're tied for first, aren't they?
I know. That's a three-way tie now.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Titans 8, Jets 30.
That's pretty much what we thought it was going to be, I think.
Yeah.
Would have been surprised if that was a close game.
I thought it would have been a little bit closer. I thought it would have been more like Titans 8, Jets 21 or something.
Yeah.
Jets did put on a little bit of a display there.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick, 21 of 36, 3 touchdowns, 263.
Yep. And the Jets actually think that he's going to have another great season next year. Beware of Fitzpatrick. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It will bite you in the ass eventually.
Well, they're playing good ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Tennessee too, but
Well, they did what they were supposed to do against them.
Yeah.
And I don't feel they're going to make the playoffs. So I had a feeling they're going to fall short.
I hope so.
Because I think Pittsburgh and Kansas City are going to be the 2 in. They just keep winning.
I hope so.
That's all they have to do.
They need the Jets to lose one.
Hopefully, last one against the Bills. So,
make everybody happy.
Yeah. Nothing I wanted happened last weekend.
Yeah.
The Bills lost. The Steelers, Chiefs, Raiders, Jets, they all won. And I'm like, worst weekend ever. Worst weekend ever. Speaking of that, Pittsburgh 33, Bengals 20.
We're from the town with that great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That was a recording of Jay that evening.
Yes.
Especially when
Big win.
it's really a double win because Dalton goes
Dalton's
down.
An idiot. Tried to tackle a 300-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah, Dalton went down, so that really. I mean, I don't know how many. What's the records between the two?
Basically, they have to lose if they lose 2 out of the last 3,
And Pittsburgh wins, obviously.
and Pittsburgh wins out,
Yeah,
Pittsburgh can take the division.
that's a possibility.
They have to lose the last 2 games are the most important.
That's a huge possibility.
Yeah. So,
Not if Dalton was still healthy. If Dalton was in there and healthy, I would say, yeah, good luck. But that is a huge and really very realistic possibility.
they've got a lot of injuries too, not just Dalton. They lost a lot of guys in that game. They lost about five key players. Tyler Eifert with a concussion.
Yeah.
Which he was already banged up to begin with. He wasn't 100%, and a few defensive guys they lost. So that's I don't know. We'll see, but the
Bengals might be. Pittsburgh might be winning the division. The Bengals might be the wild card.
Sneak in there. We'll see. But yeah, Pittsburgh 30 points, at least 30 points in 5 straight games. Mike Tomlin, the 90th win, and we're now the only franchise in NFL history that's had 3 coaches with 90 wins plus each. So that was a big feat. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Mike. And I don't know.
I would say you probably in the 20 this century in the 20. Oh, I shouldn't say century, but since
the Super Bowl era.
In the
maybe?
Super Bowl era, thank you.
Yeah.
That would be the
What
right
we're
way to
looking
say it. In the Super Bowl era, you've had probably the least amount of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, I know before that, you guys,
Yeah, it
the
was a
Steelers
mess.
were a
Yes.
mess, and they were like
Yeah, they
a
were.
They were kind of the butt end of the joke of
Yeah.
the league
Absolutely.
until Chuck Noll came in.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely the Super Bowl era.
Big win. So
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Huge win. You did two things. You took you beat the division leaders, and you took their quarterback out.
in the number 1 seed too. But
Yeah, well, yeah, again, we flip-flopped from last week. So 2 weeks ago, New England was the first seed. Last week, they were the third seed. Now they're the first seed again. So go figure on this. Who knows what they're going to end up after this week?
Yep.
It's like the first 3 seeds are tossing all around and everything. Does that make the Bengals the third seed now?
Their third seed. They dropped to 3 now. Yep.
They dropped to 3.
Yep.
Colts 16, Jaguars 51.
Woohoo!
Holy schmoly.
They uncorked one on them, boy.
Ooh, Jiminy Christmas, as John would say.
That was the first division game Indy has lost since 2012.
Yeah. Was that the first year of Andrew Luck?
Not sure.
Yeah, because this is
Probably.
like his 4th year, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say that's probably was his first year.
Wow.
Blake Bortles.
Jaguars just dropping 51 on him. Wow.
I guess towards the end of the game, the fans were chanting, "We want 50," because they were close to scoring, and I guess it was they were down to like the 5-yard line.
I'd have to say, I wonder if they could check that and see if that's the most points a Jaguars team has put up. Period.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm surprised
know?
that didn't come up, but
There might have been a time in the Tom Coughlin era.
when they had what's his face there, who was their quarterback? Brunell.
Brunell. I knew it was something with a B.
Yeah.
I could see his face. But
Yep.
I just couldn't say it. Yeah, they might have been able to drop 51.
Back then, but
That'd be an interesting stat.
yeah.
And the Colts are going to be starting Charlie Whitehurst this week.
Oh, really?
I think so, because I think the big thing is for the division, this big division game, the Texans are starting T.J. Yates, and the Colts are starting Charlie Whitehurst. Woohoo for a division title! Wow, that's pretty brutal. That is pretty brutal, man. Colts have had such a difficult year, and a team that I think I picked to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Man.
well, I did too. So
Did I? Yeah.
yeah, we
Did
both-
I pick? I got my pick somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I picked them to be in the Super Bowl. What an idiot I am. But I believe I did say I picked them because I didn't feel anybody else was worthy.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I didn't like my pick of the Colts. So I'll at least give myself that.
Right.
If we go back to, which me and Jay, before we do maybe head into the playoffs, we'll do a special one where we review a longer episode where we review some of our playoff picks and stuff. Get some audio drops from that. I will make us look like real donkeys on some of our picks.
Yep.
Chargers 3, Chiefs 10.
That was
I'm amazed that the Chiefs only scored 10
right.
points.
Yeah, that was a little closer than I thought it was going to be. But I guess the weather had a lot to do with it. It was pretty crappy.
Those interdivisional games can be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I remember the Bills of the 90s. Just the Jets would have like one win, and we'd have 11 wins, and we'd barely beat them. That type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how the interdivisional. Those are the worst games I think there are to pick. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're interdivisional games.
They're hardest. Yep.
Redskins 24. Well, I should go back and say at least the Chargers aren't going down without a fight.
Right.
No matter how badly
Yeah.
beat the hell they are. Which is good.
Yep. I agree.
Redskins 24, Bears 21. Bears suddenly have an all-pro kicker that can't kick.
Yeah, he missed another one. Yeah.
I think he missed 2. Didn't he miss 2?
I know he missed 2 last week, but I didn't. He might have missed 2. Maybe I missed it.
I thought maybe he missed it. Jay missed the miss.
I know he missed a late one that could have tied it, but
Yeah.
that's Washington's first road win.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
no way.
Yeah.
Great. Buffalo has to go play Washington.
Yep.
Suddenly they're hot.
Yeah, right.
Great. Buffalo just wants to run into every team that's just on a hot streak. Woohoo! Great. We can't get on our own to save our life. The Bears are so a mixed bag. Both of those teams are just well, I got to say the Redskins were, I would have to take the Redskins off my dumpster fire list because they're hot. They're winning.
Right. They're
and
winning.
they're tied for the division lead.
I know.
No,
I agree.
And the Bears just, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't.
Just when you think that they're, going to start winning, I don't know.
It seems like just about every team, even no matter how bad they are this season, seems to have a 2 to 3 game win streak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be able to put a little streak together.
Oh, back to Jacksonville. I just found I've been researching here while we're talking.
Oh.
They did score 62 points in a AFC divisional playoff, 62-7. They beat Miami, which was Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson's last game.
Yes, I remember
Came
that.
across that.
Who quit after that? I think that was Johnson, wasn't
Jimmy
it?
Johnson it was Dan Marino's last game, and
That was Marino's last game?
that's what it says. Yep.
Or was it their last game as coach and quarterback together?
It says the Jaguars hosted the Miami Dolphins in the AFC divisional playoff, 62-7 victory, and it would be Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson's last NFL game.
I find it hard that Marino would quit on that note. But yeah, I remember that game. That was brutal. I was very happy. I was very happy, but I remember that.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Oh.
Yeah, they ran into a buzzsaw. I think that was the year Jacksonville lost to the Titans in the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, and the Titans went to the Super Bowl against the Rams. I believe so. So that would make sense because that would be 99. Yeah, that would make sense. But
Jaguars bid for Super Bowl. Yeah, they fell to the Titans. Yep.
in the championship
Yep.
game. Yeah, that was that was the height of the Coughlin era. Good research, Jay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's good.
On the fly there.
Good. As you can see, we have a lot of people hanging around doing that stuff for us. There's
Our
nobody.
interns.
There's nobody. Gene's not
Crickets.
on it today. Yeah. Falcons 0, Panthers 38.
I have a lot to say about that one, really.
Yeah.
If that was
Can the Packers be more inept?
right. The
Yeah.
Falcons, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Sorry, Packers.
It's just, yeah. I mean,
The
that
Falcons be more inept.
Yeah, that was
I
a
mean-
joke of a game.
As much as many they won in a row in the beginning, they've
Yeah.
lost. I don't think they. I
Yeah.
think they've just won. I think they just won that many and they lost as many. Right? Is there like a win-loss thing going on there?
Probably. I mean, geez, I don't know. They got to be.
Man, brutal start for a head coach. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Although you got to give. I guess you got to say one thing. It's hard. I never understand when head coaches get their first gig and then get fired the first year.
Yeah.
It's like they don't have any of the players they probably want
Yeah.
into their
Right.
system.
Right.
You have to at least give them 3 years
Sure.
to see if it's panning out. You know, I mean, at
Right.
least that there's momentum.
There's a pattern there, at least.
Yeah, because after 3 years, you got to figure, okay, he's got at least over 50% of the roster turnover. He's got his guys, so to
Yep.
speak, in there
Yep.
to run his stuff. So then you can make a decision after the third year. But before 3 years, it's just ridiculous that you fire a head coach, I think.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's stay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine the coaches that would have been fired in NFL history if they were only given
Sure.
under 3 years? Chuck Noll would have been fired.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
Shula would have been fired. I mean, just a ton of them would have been ridiculous. Right, goddamn ridiculous. And the Panthers are just rolling like crazy.
Yep.
Cam, just give him the MVP now. Is there anybody close? Saints 24, Bucks 17.
New Orleans is very schizophrenic.
Yeah. Yes.
I was a little disappointed in Tampa there. I thought they
I was too.
would have been able to pull that one out.
Thought they were making I think they were almost making a playoff run. I thought.
They were, yeah. They were, yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I guess it's
They were
still
in the
possible. I
wild
don't have
card.
those numbers in front of me.
I had
But
them last week. They were, they were in the last week anyway. I don't know. I'm sure it changed now, but they were in the wild card hunt. So they were they were the fifth spot last week. I don't know.
So they were in.
Dropped them. They were in, yeah.
They were in. That's a big blow this late in the season.
Yeah, they were in, and actually Atlanta was still in the hunt.
Well, we knew that was
and
inevitability.
Philadelphia and the Giants. So,
and those two are probably still in.
I'm sure that probably just flip-flopped.
Yeah.
I would think. I didn't look it up this week. But.
All I can say is the Saints didn't have Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
They'd be that might be the next 16-0 team.
Yeah.
I mean, brutal. Lions 14, Rams 21. It surprised me. Lions were hot and the Rams were in free fall, and now suddenly.
Yeah, that was St. Louis. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
The Rams. I can't figure them out for anything.
Me either. Well, they ran Gurley pretty much down their throat. That was
Gurley.
140 yards.
Yeah, because they found their only offense that they have.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing that what they keep going for on offense, and they just never get anything these years.
Mm-hmm.
49ers 10, Browns 24.
Woo.
The Brownies.
Johnny Football.
Yeah, and the great, what's his name? What's the quarterback for the 49ers?
Oh. I forgot his damn name now. I think I wrote it down last week.
Oh, what's his name? I want to say Blake Bortles.
Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert, that's it. It's a Jaguars quarterback, X1. The great Blaine Gabbert could not foil Johnny Football.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't even know what to say of that. That's like the garbage fire bowl.
Yeah.
Just terrible. Seahawks 35, Ravens 6. Well, Seahawks are really, really hot, although they lost.
They lost Rawls, broken ankle for the season. But they're supposed to be getting, what's-his-face back there, beast mode.
Yeah, actually, their three running backs now are all ex-Bills running backs. Marshawn Lynch, Fred Jackson, and they signed Bryce Brown, who we had earlier in the year. Yeah. Yep, so that's kind of funny.
That's the Baltimore's first losing season under Harbaugh, who took over in 2008.
And you can't blame him for that. This one, I mean, you can only duct tape it so much. You can only put so much duct tape on it. You know what I mean?
Oh, and that's what I had in here too. Clausen is who played, I guess, for Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Is the first QB since 1960 to start against the same club with two different teams. Because he was with Chicago earlier this year, and they played
in the same
Seattle
season.
in the same season.
Okay.
Yep.
I was thinking about them. I'm like, oh, there must be another one. And then you said this, and same season. Oh, yeah, wow, that's crazy.
First quarterback since 1960 to start against
you gonna
same
eat that
club
pickle?
with two different teams.
I didn't even know he was still around, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Jimmy Clausen,
Yep.
Notre Dame quarterback. Wow. Raiders 15, Broncos 12. Now the Raiders show up. Assholes.
Yep.
Assholes.
First win for Oakland over Denver since 2011.
Wow. That's a streak. That's oof.
Denver blew a 12-0 halftime lead.
And think if the Raiders could have pulled out that Chiefs game last week.
Yeah.
They would have been
They would have been
in a really good position.
Yep.
Yeah, they're young and they're not going to make the playoffs this year. But next year, if they keep in that forward motion, they're going to be dangerous.
Another fun fact, Oakland's first half was the worst by any team since November of '92. Minus 12 yards.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, it was going so badly for them, too. It couldn't have been going any worse.
Yeah. So,
Denver, what happened?
yeah.
Oh, I can hear. I can just hear in my head Jeff and Bridget jawing at each other.
Yep.
Oh, dear Lord. Cowboys 7, Packers 28. Well, the Packers got it back going.
Yes.
It's amazing to think that was the divisional playoff game last year. And now the Cowboys can't even get in the division, run for the division in that sad division.
Yeah. That would be. And I guess the Packers made the change. Mike McCarthy went back to calling the plays. So,
well, I think that was a big blunder that he quit doing it.
Apparently that's because he's done it ever since he was there, and this was the first year he hasn't. And
yeah, I remember that in the offseason, them saying that he was going to.
They're downplaying it. I think that made a big difference.
Somebody's fired. Let's just call that like it is. And the Patriots are back, 27, Texans 6.
Yes.
Enough said about that.
Yeah, they clinched a playoff spot.
Gee, it's kind of funny. Gronk back, Patriots play good.
Yeah. Wonder what the key to that offense is.
Gronk blowing Brady.
Yeah.
Or Brady blowing Gronk, maybe. That's it. Giants 31, Dolphins 24. What a shit show last night.
Yes.
What a shit show that was.
That was a mess.
Yeah.
I watched parts of it.
I did too. It was just blech. Although Eli had the best game of his Giants career.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's a 151 rating and
300 over 340 yards.
Yep, I think I wrote 377. I can't read.
Yeah, 27 for 31, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
his highest rating since '09. So
yeah, they said that was his literally best statistic game ever.
And now they've flexed to that game in 2 weeks. They took my Steelers off the Sunday night game and flexed the Giants-Minnesota game, which I think is going to be a blowout by Minnesota anyway, but they flexed that into there. So
you don't like that. You don't
Giants.
like the Sunday night games, do you?
Well, no, but
you don't get to watch.
I do and I don't, but
yeah,
I suppose I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Maybe you have a better chance of watching your game now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't have to take any time off to watch it.
Well, there you go. Or that.
So, but yeah.
Or that. Yeah, I went 8-8.
10-6.
Woo! Jay's
Made up a couple.
Yeah, I'm at 134 wins and 73 losses.
I'm at 116, 79.
Hey, 3 more weeks at 8-8. I could be eating turds. I may be going like the Bills down the stretch. Blah. My winners, obviously Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Jags were dropping 51.
Yeah.
Cardinals winning against another quality team like the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers of course, and Patriots getting off the schneid after 2 losses.
I had Pittsburgh and Jacksonville. I threw Carolina in there just for not
losing,
dropping one. I threw Oakland in there for going up to Denver and winning, and I threw the Redskins in there for winning on the road.
Streak.
Winning on the road for the first time this season.
My losers, Bengals. I double the Bengals. I almost want to put Bengals and Bengals because of the loss of the quarterback too. Buffalo, yeah, big time. Vikings because they can't seem to beat a quality team. Colts because they're starting Charlie Whitehurst, and the Broncos from letting a game that they blew.
Yep. I had Atlanta. They're just horrible. San Diego. This could probably be a dumpster fire list, really. San Diego, San Francisco, Baltimore. They're just a mess. And Dallas, I put / Miami there.
I'm not even going through a dumpster fire list. That was Jay's dumpster fire list this week.
Yeah.
My winner, obvious Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, taking the Bengals out
Absolutely.
and their quarterback.
Yes.
and putting themselves
He
in a
took
possible
himself out.
position. True.
Yeah, but
And putting
Yeah,
themselves in a
I'll agree.
possible position now to win the division.
yeah,
So that's huge.
yep.
And the loser, Bengals, putting themselves in a position to lose the whole, really have a season, a special season, possibly go down the shitter.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Those are
I'll
my
agree
two.
with you on the losers.
Yeah. And that's our week 14 wrap up.
Listen to Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast every Wednesday wherever you find Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour. Get a hold of us at Bob and Jay's Pass Rush at gmail.com and at Pass Rush Podcast on Twitter. Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power Hour. That's about right for that.
Bug zapper. I know it's hot enough out there for peepers.
One thing we haven't been mentioning, and it's such a goof on my part, is that we do have a Facebook page, people. We've had it up all season long.
We have.
Yes.
Oh,
We do. We have a Facebook page.
we do.
Yep. Not more for me, thanks. I'm driving. Yeah, I just
I didn't even know.
I realized that we hadn't been adding that. Yep. We
Oh.
do have a Facebook page along with our Twitter and our email.
What is it? Bob and Jay's Pass Rush
No, it's Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast.
podcast.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes, it is. So go check that out because
yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Give us a like. No,
Yeah.
the season's almost over.
Yeah, that'll get us up to like 5. But we'll probably have a couple podcasts in the off season to,
Yeah.
drop in some updates and
Draft and stuff like that, maybe.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Gotta have one for the draft. and-
Draft or something like that.
And maybe like probably have like 2 of them actually in the spring. Probably like a free agent day after week of free agency and a week of the draft.
Yeah.
And then heading into training camp. Yeah.
For both you people out there.
Yeah. Woohoo! Hey, I think there's 4 because there's
4?
2 listening and 2 watching.
Wow.
So
All
there
right.
might be 4.
Catching on.
All right.
Tell your friends.
That's right. Hey, that's 4 more than I thought was going to listen. That's for sure. Our week 15 picks.
Yes.
Bucks, Rams. What a barn burner.
I don't know who to pick here. I mean, this is like
Yeah.
we both talk about 2 schizophrenic teams. I'm going to go St. Louis just because they're at home. I don't know what else.
Yeah, I went St. Louis also because, yeah,
I don't know.
Jay said it. They're at home. Taking them.
That's
Taking the
what pushed
Rams.
me over the edge there.
Yeah. Jets, Cowboys.
Saturday, I'm going with the Jets. I think
Me
Dallas
too.
is just a mess.
Dallas
I
is
hope
just.
Dallas wins, but
That's what happens when you're Romoless. Panthers, Giants.
Carolina.
Yeah. I don't think Eli's going to have another great day.
No, that's his. That's his first like 3 years. He's good.
Yeah. Bears, Vikings.
Oh, where did I get my Minnesota.
Yeah, Vikings are at home,
Yeah.
and they seem to be able to punk out shittier teams. So
Yeah,
Falcons, Jaguars.
Jacksonville
Yes,
might drop 50 again this week.
I'm going Jacksonville too. This podcast to all you other NFL podcasts is on the Jacksonville gravy train.
Yep.
We're there, man. Texans, Colts.
I'm going with Indy.
Charlie Whitehurst, T.J. Yates.
Yeah, I'm going with Indy just because they're at home too. That's
I'm not because they were undefeated under T.J. Yates.
yeah. All
Yes. He's the one who started their
Yeah,
hot streak.
That's right.
The
too,
first
yeah.
2 games.
Yep.
I'm going to go. I think the Colts have finally
Bottomed out.
bottom. Yeah, I think it's going to stay there. I think they're, they just don't have a difference maker without luck, and I think it's going to finally catch up with them. Titans, Patriots. Oh, boy.
Yeah, go with New England there.
Yeah. Of course, the 2 times I didn't go with the Patriots. I think the 2 times I didn't go with the Patriots, they won. Because, of course, I picked them both times they lost. Yep, that's how it goes. That's how my season's gone all week. Whew. But I'm taking Patriots on that. Chiefs, Ravens.
Kansas City.
The great Jimmy Clausen is playing for the Ravens. I think the Chiefs are going to beat Jimmy and his pickles.
Yeah.
Jimmy Pickles.
I hope Baltimore wins, but
He's got a good he has a good mafia name, Jimmy Pickles. Bills, Redskins.
I'm going to Washington.
I am too. I think for Buffalo it's going to be. Although the one thing I do think that they're finding out this year is that they do have a quarterback.
Yes.
Because that game last week was not his fault.
Mm-hmm.
He played exceptionally well, and they should have won it with his effort. He played exceptionally well. They just couldn't. The rest of the team couldn't get their head out of their ass.
Yeah.
Offensive line particularly. Browns, Seahawks.
Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to Seattle too. I don't think Johnny Football's quite ready to pull that out.
It's in Seattle, and even with their injuries, I don't think Cleveland's got it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Packers, Raiders. A Super Bowl II rematch.
I'm going to go Oakland here. I get a weird feeling about that.
I have a weird feeling about it too, that the Raiders are going to get their clock cleaned. McCarthy is running the offense again, calling plays. Yeah, I think the Packers are. I think the Packers are going to get on track just in time to get into the playoffs, to make a little playoff run here. And I have no faith in the Raiders. Absolutely none. They won't do anything I want them to do.
Yeah.
Broncos, Steelers.
Pittsburgh all the way. At home.
I think it's going to be another. I'll take Steelers.
Home game of the year, and the way Osweiler got sacked last week, that's. I'm sure that they're watching a lot of tape on that. So
the great matchup is top defense, top offense against each other.
Yep.
That's going to be very, very fascinating to watch.
Yep.
Did they make that a 4:00 game?
It's a 4:00 game. It is.
Sweet.
Yep.
Because then I can watch the Bills lose at 1, and then I can watch a good game with the Broncos and Steelers at 4. Yeah. Excellent. For once, that works out. Sometimes I hate it when they're really good games. There's like 2 or 3 of them, and the Bills are playing at 1 o'clock.
That place is going to be wild. It's going to be that's Steelers' last home game of the year. Well, probably the last home game of the year in all likelihood. But
yeah, well, you never know. You never know. You don't know because
you don't. I know, but
the
hopefully not. But
the Bengals, they could drop all the next 3.
I hope so.
Very good possibility. No, not speaking of the Bengals yet. The Dolphins, Chargers.
Ugh, I didn't pick the
Chargers are at home, and they don't seem to be quitting.
Yeah.
Dolphins at certain points this year just seem to have like an I don't give a rat's ass thing.
Talk me into it. I'll take San Diego.
I think so. I mean, like last night, the Dolphins just kind of
Yeah.
Ndamukong Suh just seems to be like sometimes. You know what I mean? Tannehill's just terrible.
Yeah.
Now speaking of the Bengals, the only thing, and I'm going to pick the Bengals because they're just going up against the 49ers.
I'm taking San Fran.
Oh, I know you're picking every single team against the Bengals for the next 3 weeks.
I had been picking them, but now they're
the
in
quarterback
trouble.
situation,
and it's in San Fran, and I think Blake Gabbert's gonna eat him up. Or Blaine Gabbert, or whatever his name is.
See, that's how well he's going to eat him up. I'm picking the Bengals. I don't think the 49ers have anything to muster
They
up.
can win this one, and Pittsburgh can still, if they lose the next two after that, Pittsburgh can still take it. So,
but I would be
I'm going
surprised.
with the same
This is the test to see what Cincinnati has left. You know what I mean? If Marvin Lewis can rally this team or not. They still have A.J. Green and a few other components. So, Cardinals, Eagles. Eagles are on a little bit of a hot
Well,
streak.
yeah, I'm actually going Philadelphia. I think this might be one that Arizona. Let's sneak up on them.
Cardinals are
Philly.
way too. You know what? The Cardinals, I don't feel have let anything sneak up on them all season. They have way too much going on for the Eagles. Way too much going on. Cardinals. I'm going Cardinals. Lions, Saints.
Yeah, I'm going New Orleans. At home, they play pretty good, and
I'm going Saints too.
this will be a letdown.
But you said at home they've
been playing good at home. Yeah,
that was a rare win on the road for them.
Right,
they've been getting blitzkrieged on the road.
Yeah. Yes.
So, well, that is our Week 15 picks.
Yeah.
And this has been Week 15 for Bob, John, Jay, Fred, and George, all their podcasts. We have too many podcasts on this damn channel. Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast. Go and enjoy some football this weekend, folks. There's only 3 more weeks if your team sucks to watch them. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Oh, where's the right one? There it is.
From Homebrew Studios, this has been Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast, brought to you by Bob and John